Hello everybody, hope you're all doing fantastically well. I'm here at Ellen Road and listen, the title might have confused you all and this is what I want to get into really. Are Leeds United going to be relegated this season? A lot of you are going to go absolutely nuts in the comment section for this video title, but listen, it's a discussion, it's a debate, it's what's trending, it's what every Leeds fan is talking about. I've just had two lads go past me here and ask me that specific question, so it's inspired me to do something today. I'm going to try off the cuff go through what I think and what Leeds need really, what Leeds need to happen for us to, you know, stay in the division. And I know it's tough for every single Leeds fan to hear that, but I think, in my opinion, we need to at least have a discussion about it with where Leeds are in the table right now. So, will Leeds United get relegated? It's a tough one right now, and I think there's so many varying factors to this. It's injuries, and I think injuries is the big one to touch on really. Why is it injuries, you ask? Can't we sustain with this squad right now? I don't think we can, and I think not only is it going to be about Luke Ayling coming back and enhancing those progressive runs on that right-hand side to aid someone like Rafinha, or even if we're intertwining James on that side, or even Harrison if we decide to move it around a little bit. Luke Ayling is huge in terms of what he does at this Leeds United side. The progressive runs were one of the top in Europe last season, his assists and his goals weren't, of course, as a right back, but there's more to that. To this Leeds United side, it's creating spaces for others, it's creating space for Rafinha to run into when Luke Ayling drags fullbacks and wingers out wide. It's Luke Ayling marauding into the midfield, the central midfield space, to open other avenues for Calvin Phillips and, let's say, a Matthias Klick or an Adam Forshaw. So it's not only the goals and assists in a football game, and that's what annoys me a little bit with these, you know, the stats-based stuff continuously. It's not all about that. It's what a fullback can do in terms of creating space, and that's not taken into account by a lot of people. I think it's all just based on numbers. And Luke Ayling wasn't hitting this amount and this amount all last season. He was poor because he didn't get this assist and this goal at the start of the season before his injury. Luke Ayling is worth so much more than that to this Leeds United side. I think when you look at a Jamie Shackleton, who's a central midfielder, naturally a bit of a defensive central midfielder, you know, maybe a 6 in there, he's not getting forward enough on that right-hand side, and that's inhibiting Leeds' attack massively, because the fullbacks only have to look at Rafinha. That's easier said than done, but on the other side, a Jack Harrison who's out of form, you know, those overlaps are massively missing. Junior Firpo, he's only just come into this Leeds United side and there's already people saying Alioski was better, Alioski was this, that and the other. In my personal opinion, Alioski wasn't better. He was just indoctrinated into the system. He knew exactly what to do. He knew the overlap was always on with Jack Harrison. They had a great relationship, and Alioski would go hell for leather because naturally he's a left wing back slash a left winger. So Leeds United, sometimes when we were going forward, we had two left wingers there in Jack Harrison and Alioski. Junior Firpo is a standardised left back. He's a left back who's played for Barcelona and Real Betis. Real Betis, he was absolutely phenomenal, would bomb on forward. He's not been able to get into the system at all right now because of injuries, because of COVID, whatever. When he gets into the system, I think we'll see a really decent player there. And obviously Patrick Bamford up front to sort of alleviate the injury issues, hopefully, at some point for Leeds United. He's massive. Ricochets, that focal point, the high press, the goals, all of these combine into something that Leeds United are missing right now, you know, which we are. We're missing balance at fullbacks. You've not got a natural left back, you've not got a natural right back in the system for me, so you've got no balance on either side, and you've got a man up front who led us last season, who was brilliant interlinking with our wingers, who created space for our wingers, who is now out of this side. That's absolutely massive and something you need to take into contention. The question then is, when will they be back? No return date was quoted by Marcelo Bielsa for Ayling and Bamford. We've got a whole host of games coming up. The next 10 games are very, very difficult for Leeds United. You even look at a Brentford coming to Ellen Road, you even look at a Palace coming to Ellen Road, they're going to be very, very difficult fixtures. You know, every game for me, apart from Norwich and Watford, coincidentally the ones we've won, are going to be difficult games this season for Leeds United. The positive is, a lot of those teams still have to come here. So what do we need to do then? Well, you know, we need to go into it with the same vigour that we've been going into pretty much every game. I don't think the performances have been there, but I think aside from the Southampton game, the effort has been there. The players know, and the board, you know, the board know that when these players do come back for Leeds United, hopefully it's going to be a different Leeds United, because you take even 3 players out of the starting 11, two leaders in there in Patrick Bamford and Luke Ayling, it's obviously going to be difficult. It really is. And this chop and changing, this international break stuff isn't helping us at all. COVID is going to continue being part of this Premier League season. So based on that, right now, are this Leeds team going to be relegated? Well, I think if the injuries, the leaders, are going to be out for a sustained period up to Christmas and beyond, it's going to be really, really difficult, because a lot of people say, you know, well, teams still have to come here, and you're right, but the confidence that is going to be battered by taking loss after loss after loss with these players being out and the fixtures that we've got coming up, it's going to inhibit Leeds in the long run. You know, and by January, it's normally a really good indicator of where a team's going to finish. You look over the past 5 years, teams who are in that bottom three in January notoriously go down. You know, that is backed up by statistic after statistic. So there are many varying factors, as I've said in this video, but I guess the big thing, as I've just said, it is the injuries. It is getting these players back. I think the mentality of this Leeds side is still the same. It's strong. I think there's definitely been a bit of a change, though, towards maybe January last season, when we saw a little bit of a more resilient defensive Leeds United, who picked up results against Tottenham, picked up results against Manchester City, Man United, Chelsea and co. We picked up all these results. It was more Leeds going long. It was not playing through the midfield a lot, and I think this is what we're still doing this year, but we're doing it to shorter centre forwards. And I think it's becoming more predictable for teams to be able to pick up that second ball and maraud through Leeds' midfield. You know, so that's a massive impact. You know, this level that Leeds are playing at, I think going long, you have to have a Patrick Bamford there, and I don't know how Leeds adapt to that. It's going to be absolutely fascinating to see in these next 9-10 games if we can attain a real good level against the mid-bracket teams. I think Leeds, Everton, we've touched about it on the review which will be coming out. Everton, West Ham, Wolves, we seem to up our game. We do seem to up our game against the mid-bracket sides, especially here. But injuries are going to be hugely dependent on if Leeds United get relegated again. In January, as I said, I mentioned John Swift. KG's mentioned John Swift on the debrief. If you've not catched the debrief, go check it out. I think John Swift brings a new level of creativity. 15 appearances, 8 goals, 6 assists this season for Reading. He's been absolutely on fire. And I think he could have an almost Eze type impact to Leeds United in terms of comparability of them coming from the Championship to the Premier League. So I think Leeds would have to do business in January. But then what happens? Does it take 8 weeks for Bielsa to put them in? Or does he get a player he likes like Dan James and Junior Firpo and put them in automatically? There are so many questions. But if you're asking me right now, it's a good day, it's a sunny day. Do Leeds United get relegated? No. Because I think Bamford will be back. I think Ayling will be back. And hopefully Junior will be back very, very soon. And that will sustain Leeds United. Hopefully we can keep Rafinha fit, and this is the worry for me. It's just the dependence on the Brazilian, and hopefully we can get players who are completely out of form. Jack Harrison, Matthias Klick, Stuart Dallas, to that level, to that level that they were performing at last season, because we need that. We need that across the board. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a bit different. I love coming here and recording. There'll be another video out in the week, which is going to be, it's obviously going to be the preview for the Leicester City game. Hope you're happy, well and healthy. I'll see you in a bit.